Got a new private permission site today, working the cornfields. It's been pretty slow. This is a place where an old home site used to stand back in the 1800s. I pulled a few modern pieces of trash. Ironically, the first thing I dug 2 minutes into the hunt was an 85 signal freaking modern quarter. Unbelievable. I got really excited. It's been slow for the last 20 minutes or so. Finally got a good signal in the hole, and I think I got something pretty good. So let's pan down here and let me show you what I got. Here's the hole. Easy digging, it's the cornfields. Lead or pewter, and it's got a little attachment in the back. I think this is a lead or pewter rosette, and may even have some design on it. So that is sweet. That's really old. The house site dates from the mid-1800s and earlier. It was gone on the 1915 maps. So this is going to be all 1800 stuff outside the modern trash that blows off the country road here. So, really cool find. On to the next. Let's see if we can find some more. All right, we're at our next find here, guys. About 5 minutes after that rosette. Got something small and green. I think it's probably going to be a button. Let's take a look. It is. It's a little flat button. Nice little green, shank's missing. Looks like it's got a little writing on it, probably like treble gilt or something like that. Very nice. Good start to the day. About a half an hour in, a little button and a nice pewter or lead rosette from the old days. On to the next. And here we are at the next target. Ringing up about a 60 or 70. And there it is. Nice little brass buckle with a iron tongue on it. So I've been on the buckle streak lately. That's about 4 or 5 in the last week. I need that dang coin, guys. All right, on to the next. Here's my next find. Your guess is as good as mine here. I don't know if it's modern or it's old. It's got 2 holes in the bottom of it. I'm gonna have to clean that up and get back with you. I don't know if that's in something like an old rivet or something like that. It looks odd, but it also has a little look of being more modern, but I'm not sure. Let me get back with you on that and we'll see what it is. Okay, here we are at our next site here. A few days later, another cellar hole. And this is a weird find. It's gonna be heavy lugging out of here, but I thought this was really cool. It took a little while to dig it out, so I didn't really do a live dig. Gladstone Lalonde battery, pat date June, let's see, patent date August 2nd, 1892 to June 2nd, 1903, November 3rd, 1903. A lot of old dates on there. So not particularly old, but this is, I don't know, some kind of old battery, but it was patented back 115, 120 years ago. Weighs a lot. I'd say 2 pounds. But you know what? That's cool. I'm going to keep that just because of the blue kind of marbled glass and the old patent dates on it. Okay, let's see if we can find something else here. On to the next. Okay, here's a pretty cool find, guys. Check this out. I already dug it out, but I haven't really wiped it off yet. Old pocket watch. All the innards are out of it, but it's still got the spool on it, and I may be able to get a maker's mark off of that. All right, I'll clean that up in the roundup. We'll see what we can get off of that. Not a bad find. Old pocket watch. On to the next one. Guys, I just wanted to take a break and show you something here. When you're walking through the woods and looking for cellar holes, sometimes you come across things that just make you stand and gape in awe. Look at the size of this tree. I'm kind of near an old rock wall. And I mean, if I walk up to this thing, I mean, I kid you not, this thing has got to be 500, 800 years old. I mean, it is just massive. I mean, it would probably take 4 or 5 people to get their arms around this thing. And it's still alive. I don't know what kind it is. But I mean, I can't even give you the perspective on how big this thing is, to be honest with you, but it is just massive. Really cool. Tree that's been here a long time. All right, let's keep on moving. And here we are at the next find here. I'm in a different place now. Another cellar hole, and I'll show you this right here in just a minute. Just pulled this out of the ground. I've dug some trash here. I've been here about 20 minutes. Guys, I think this is another, if you recall in my last video, I found a pewter whistle. I think this is another pewter whistle. It's different. It's got a hole there, a hole there. It's blank. It's you know, closed off on the end. Different design, but I think that's exactly what that is. And if you look right here, it's got a little bit of decorative, like roping kind of pattern around it. I think it's pewter, mid maybe late 1800s. I'll go back online and see what we can find on that, and I'll see what we can do and find some information in the wrap-up on that. But that's a nice find. I'll take it. On to the next. Here's our next find here. Pull this out of the hole, tap this off in the tree. It's an old bell. I don't think it's as old as a Conestoga bell. It looks a little bit more modern, like 20th century. The clacker's gone out of there, but it's brass. It rang up really high. Old bell. Not a bad find. All right, folks, on to the next. Another cellar hole, very familiar to me. Part of a Model T Ford in the hole itself. Always, if you get to these cellar holes, check around the back hills, up behind the cellar holes where nobody wants to walk up. You can find stuff up in there. They don't want to, you have a hard time walking up the hill and they don't want to bother. I had to work for this one. Pretty basic find, but a complete intact harmonica reed. I busted my shovel yesterday. Holy crap, busted it on a big old root, so I'm working with a trowel in the woods. That is a pain in the rear, let me tell you. So I got to get a new shovel next week, but I'll take that. An old harmonica reed. Let's move on to the next. Next hole, guys, coming down. Finally see something green and round. You guys see it? Right there. Let's see what we got here. Get it out of the, get it into the light here. So you can see. If I can hold it in the light here. Just put it down on the ground. It's a weedy or a memorial. Yep, wheat set. Right there. Get down here out of the light there. You can see it pretty good. I can't make a date. Let me see. 19, looks like 1927. Well, it's not an Indian, but I'll keep it. I mean, I'll take it. It's really shallow. Only about 4 inches deep here. Looks like it may have been dropped on the path from, I don't know. The cellar hole is over there. And then if you pan around here, I think the well may be back over there, so I don't know. But anyway, wheat set, I'll take it. We'll do on to the next. Okay, here's a good signal down in here, but it's pretty big. But I saw something round down there, so let's see what it is. But it's something bigger. Who knows what that is? Like an old tobacco tin or something. God, it's yucky. Oh, cool. It's got like a star on it. Look at that. Can't tell what that says. It's got writing on the back, too, or the front. I will clean that up and see what it is. Probably an old tobacco tin, but we'll get it cleaned up in the wrap-up, and I'll let you know what it is. All right, on to the next. And here we are back for the roundup to show you what I found on the last few hunts. As you noticed in the video, I was at several different places over the last maybe a week to 9 days or so. And we'll go ahead and get started. Let me start with a few of the things I didn't get on film. This is a lady's compact case, or maybe a outer part of a belt buckle. Hard to tell. It's made out of brass. Rang up really good. It's hard to see here on the camera, but if you look very closely in the light, there's a very small etched flower pattern on it, and that's what led me to believe it's a makeup compact case top. Anyway, I got that. This is, I believe, the back of a pocket watch. Very floral design there, kind of a fleur-de-lis pattern, very cool. Inside, you can see the back side of it. It's kind of ripped off, but I think that went to the back of a pocket watch. Again, very high conductivity. And I kept that just because it had a very nice pattern to it. So that was that. And I also got an old drawer pull. So those were the three things I didn't find. Let's move on to the stuff I was able to identify and I ended up keeping, at least most of what I was able to identify. Let me start with the one I couldn't figure out. If you remember on the earlier part of the video, I found this in that farm field. Any ideas on what the heck this thing is, give me your shout. I don't know. It's got threads on it, so possibly a little more modern, even though I found some older stuff in that field with 3 holes in it, so I have no idea. Farm related? Is it something older? If anybody, I vaguely remember seeing on some of the forums of somebody finding one or two of these, and I can't remember what they said it might be. So if you know, give me a holler. On that other first hunt, here's my lead pewter rosette. Unfortunately, it didn't really have a design on it. You can see the two kind of rust marks where the pin's attached in the back and then through the middle, and you can see right there the hole in the middle where it would have attached. So very old. I mean, the site there was, the house was gone by the mid-1860s, so you're talking probably early to mid-1800s there. And so nothing spectacular, but it was a rosette nonetheless and a real old one, so I definitely kept that. Let's see. Pewter whistle number 2 of my last 2 weeks. Unbelievable. I've never found one of those before, and then I found 2. This one's in a little worse shape than the first one I picked out. They come in a variety of designs, generally 1870s to 1910, something like that. This end would have been capped off with a little eyelet at the end where you could have hung it around your neck, and that is popped off, but you can see the end and the piece there in the middle that you'd have blown the whistle sound through. So that was cool. Pewter whistle. This guy right here cleaned it off. I'm going to do some electrolysis on it. This is DeWitt's Witch Hazel Salve, 1 ounce carbalized. You can see in the back there. Same thing, DeWitt's carbalized witch hazel salve. It's made out of aluminum. If I can open it up here, you can see that the inside, amazingly, was totally intact. So I thought that was really cool. This dates from 1910 to 1920, so not tremendously old. But I think I can do some electrolysis on it if I can figure out how to hang it up and get that front and back cleaned off and maybe restore that a little bit. So that was cool. Nice old bell. Not necessarily a Conestoga bell, maybe off a car, or I'm not sure. Brass, more like 20th century, 1910 to 1920. The house site, when I found this, was gone by 1925 or so. So before then, but not tremendously old. That was kind of cool, so I kept that. Let's see. Old pocket watch cover. Always keep these things if I have a patent date on it, and it's kind of hard to see exactly here, but it says patent date April 17th, 1890 on it, right there to the right of my thumb. So 1890, and I'm still trying to figure out a maker's mark on there and looking up the patent dates on who actually made that, but probably a pretty common variety. Got your old harmonica reed, found that old buckle. Here's the button from the old Fields, got treble color or something like that, rich color on there. A lot of these are made by the millions out of England in the earlier years of the founding of this country. This was found with the old pewter rosette right here. So cut that, one of the many buttons you find over the years, and then my 1927 wheat penny. So that was not that bad. My best find out of all the finds over the last 9 days has to be this thing. This Gladstone Lalonde battery cover, porcelain blue. And it's got the pat dates there, 1892, 1903, and November 1903. These were among the earliest batteries ever made by the Gladstone Lalonde company. It was actually bought out by Edison around the turn of the 20th century. And what it would have gone to, it would have sat down on another big porcelain blue jar. And in these nodes here would have been attached to another little kind of plate that would have attached there, and you'd put a special kind of liquid in there and it would have generated a charge. And they were used mainly for early telegraph use and also signaling for train lines. And they would set these up and it would get the greens and the red colors on the train lines stop and go on the switching tracks. So that was really cool. If you look online, some people are selling these for at least the tops for $20, $30, $40. So I won't sell it, but I'll keep it. And honestly, there was something lying in the cellar hole up there after I looked online that was another part of this thing. So I'm going to go back up and grab the other part of that at some point when I get a chance. There's a part that attached to the back here that goes. And I may try to go find, when I go back up there, see if the porcelain jar is still there. Probably not. Those things were bigger and probably would have broken. But who knows? I'll see if I can find that. All right. There's my wrap up for the day, and I hope you all enjoyed looking at me find some of these things, and we'll be back soon with another set of videos. I got some other stuff to post here soon that's got some other interesting stuff on there, including some other round objects that you'll like. So anyway, until next time, this is BTV Digger. Take care all.